Oops. That was oops on my part. Sorry about that. I just had to reload the page and here I am. So, where you can see me. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday. And yeah, did I just say Thanksgiving? Pull that back. Easter Sunday. And so anybody's new to me, my name is Ernestine Day, and I am the Soulful Guitarist. I channel energy from source through me, through my guitar, without using words. And for those that are familiar with this is light language. Easter Sunday. There we go. I just made my page public. So at the last live I did yesterday, I finished off at some point, I'm not sure when during the live, my SD card was filled. So I'm starting today out with a brand new SD card, and yeah, and it's just, I was grateful that it happened when it happened. And so, and I've been alchemizing a lot of energy in the last while. And so, let's see what we alchemized today. Here we go. love what I get to do. It's just, yeah. And I was listening to something earlier today, and this very well-known person says, I'm an introvert. But when she goes to work, she's a talk show host, that's her element. So she opens up. Well, that's exactly the same with me, because I am an introvert. I like my peace and quiet. I don't like chaos, drama, none of that shit. I won't have anything to do with it. And, you know, I'm also a hermit. My comfort level is when I put the guitar in my lap. And it's like I open up my heart and my soul to myself and to you. It's literally, it's what it feels like. And it's like, you know, I started saying a couple of days ago, which I only can say words if it's, I could say the word relevant. And I start saying that, you know, I've been alchemizing, and I've never used that word till about 3 days ago, though that is what I do. But I just never articulated it that way. Because I did take whatever energy and transmute it into this incredible energy here to express itself in whatever way, shape, or form it wants to be expressed. You know, and I'm not in the driver's seat, everybody. I just hold the guitar, okay? And, right, whatever note I hit, it's usually starts something. Sometimes I sort of have to fish a little bit. And so this is my truest voices right here. I just sent out a couple memes to some people I know, because people only know about us if they're willing to really listen and hear. And then it becomes, sorry, I'm losing this here. I should never do two things at once, because it happens, because I can't do two things at once. But this is my voice. Oh, I know what it was, is that I said to these two incredible women that I still have some respect for at this point, is that I don't know necessarily how to express myself. And my memes gives me that voice, which is true. Right? I can sit here with the guitar, whatever energy, you know, comes in or whatever, and I start talking, that energy is just flowing through me. And you know, when I have to, you know, not have the guitar in my lap and I'm at a meeting, for example, right? I'm able to function to a point, but I'm not up here. I'm in here. And when you're dealing with people who don't comprehend or even want to comprehend or want to learn about what it is I do, and that there are limitations to themselves, and their lack of willingness ends up being my limitation, right? And in this particular case that I'm referring to, I'm not going to say much right now about it, because I'm still just shaking my head. And I'm glad, I'm just observing all this. So grateful, and thank you, Spirit. Anyway, here we go. We are. It's like we are. It's just it never ceases to amaze me. I posted something, I think it was yesterday, not realizing whatever happened next was going to happen, but it was very relevant. And it speaks of, you know, people can try to be, oh, hi, how are you type thing, right? Really nicey. But yet, when they go to speak to you, you can feel this energy and the words that they choose to use, which is telling me exactly how they feel about me. I can feel the energy. A lot of people may not understand that. That's okay. You don't need to understand it. What is important and more important is that I understand. And by me understanding this and going into the understanding, that I'm able to express more verbally. And that's why my memes are like my voice. And it's like, you know, it's the same thing about people. They sit there and this is what's happening right now. I'm laughing because it is stupid. It's hilarious. This person's go, it's her, but she doesn't look at what she said. That will cause me to stand up for myself and say, mm-mm, you will not be rude or disrespectful to me. Like nobody will. Just thinking about her. And she go, what did I say? And I said, this is what you said. You find your room, right? Because what I did, I said, look, I like to play at the festival, right? And her immediate, because it's not a response, it's reaction, true reaction. And she goes, well, we'll find your room, we'll put you in there, and if anybody wants to listen to you, they can go in there and hear you in there. And what I could feel was this energy of telling me I don't deserve to even be considered for the stage. And, right? And through this experience, as I processed that afterwards, I talked to 3 people that were there, and they heard exactly what I heard. And so I don't need them to back me up. I just wanted to verify, did I really hear what I heard? And they felt exactly the same as I felt, is the fact that it was rude and disrespectful. And so 2 weeks later, we have our next meeting. I say something. What did I say? I told her. I think I said that a second ago. And she's going, I did nothing. And I don't need to sit there and say to people, right? I just say there's a root of it. And what I said to this incredible couple I know, I said that, sorry, I hate when I go to think because it interferes with the flow. Oh yeah, I would have never had to say anything if she had not said what she said first. And I was standing up for myself and saying this is not okay. And I will not allow that. Yeah. That's why I love what I get to do, be here, is because I am now not performing at Langley Pride this year, mainly because of this one person. But that's where I'm suffering the consequences of her behavior, her attitude, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just not engaging on that level. And I'm glad I get to come on here and just take this energy and just show you guys, no matter what you go through, because we've all experienced this while we're in it. It's difficult, yes. But every time we come out of whatever it is we're going through, we come out the other side and like, oh, now I can breathe. But if you look back while you're in that whatever space or place it was at, that it showed you how incredibly strong you are and that you got through that. And that's where reflection on everything that we are, don't sit there and find the negative stuff, look at the incredible, how strong we are to endure what we've endured. And I'm going to say the word most of our lives. I know I have my entire life. And it's like, you know, I'm, I don't know what's going on. There's other people can truly speak about this on the level that they're able to. I can't talk, but I just know how I'm fucking feeling this amazing energy, and it comes in through this incredible tool. And I'm so grateful for my looper, which already started looping, what, 3.5 years ago, and she's cracked me open again, 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 again. She's always activating me. Okay, let's see where we go. freaking amazing. Just, wow. For anybody new to me, my name is Ernestine Day, and I am the Soulful Guitarist. Spirit gave me my name back in 2017. And it's amazing. This one thing that come up yesterday, and this is one of the things I'm chuckling about. Because Spirit gave me the name Soulful Guitarist, they think soul means slow. That's an assumption. And you cannot, I can't, my music comes from my soul. It's a soulful expression that comes from my innermost self. And I get to pick up the guitar and see what unfolds. And it's magical on my end. You guys are receiving everything in the very moment. I cannot sit there and rehearse. It doesn't work for me. And that's why it's intuitive channeled energy. And it's, some energies stay with me and some don't. And that's the beautiful part. When I say this, I'm done with the initial part. Like I said, some stay, some don't. And yeah, I never know. Because it's almost like it's magical at my end. This one, most of my songs don't have, first of all, they're channeled in the moment. The ones I do retain, I do have some titles to some of them. This one here that's coming is called Portal to Divinity. If anybody, you guys know Robbie Watson, his name is now changed to something I don't even want to try to pronounce it because I'll massacre it. And I moved in here 3 years ago. And the first thing, of course, I do is set up my studio, which is where it's at now. I knew I wanted to look out this window right here, which looks towards my tree here that's called Moses. And, yeah. So this one's called Portal to Divinity. Here we go. wow. I love the energy of that. I've been extremely in hibernation, shall we say, not able to do a lot of things in the last 2.5 or so years. And the one thing that I did before this part of my journey started is I went into the recording studio in early 2022. And I actually recorded number 4 album with number 5 in there as well. And I just haven't been able to do it. And I love my sound engineer, my guy, where I go to the studio, and he's been very patient with me and just respecting. And that's what I love about the people I actually work with, because it's mutual respect, mutual courtesy, etc. Just, we have this clear understanding. Just be truthful with me, and I'll be truthful with you. And in response, and of course, being loving and kind at the same time. You don't have to be a dick. And, yeah. So let's see where we go. Yeah, that was fun. Well, uh, we have free will in everything that we get to do and get to be. Do we allow others to affect our true being? Because then we're giving them the power to dim our light. Because I am of light. And the more I step into who I am, this incredible energy that's coming through my guitar is just amazing. You know, when I started lipping 3.5 years ago, we was trying to figure out how to set the thing up, and then figuring out the foot pedals, and you know, it's been quite the journey. And then I upgraded. I have a Boss RC505 Mark, and now I have a Mark II, but I had a Boss RC505, and it was great. But this Mark II, kick ass. And that, am I utilizing everything that's capable of doing? Nope. I'm lucky to figure this much out. It's true. It's like me and technology don't meld together, and that's why I have amazing support people in and around me. My graphic person Marina, and her and I connected back in early 2022, and I paid her to redo my first 3 albums, and 2 are waiting. I've already paid for those, so once I'm ready to go. And to show you this, I just, if, when I say this, when you can speak your truth with somebody and they're hearing you, but not only hearing you, they're seeing you. They're feeling this incredible energy. And it's like when I approached Marina, we had a video chat, and she's very selective in who she works with. I don't blame her. I'm the same way. And it was from the get-go, just it's just been magical, and she really respects me, and I'm always honest with her, like, this is what's going on, and you know, it's so nice to be able to talk to somebody without getting into the stories and that. But I'll show you what, this is the new artwork that was put out in 2022. This is my first album, which is Me, Myself, and I. And it's, how many songs? 11 songs. And then out of this album, I was guided to take a song that's a meditation one that came from a spiritual center. And this is called Instrumental Silence. Like Marina is, like, she gets who I am and what I do. And she takes her incredible intuitive self and creates this magic. And this one is recorded one song for 55 minutes and 43 seconds long. And then this one here is my third album, but it's my second meditation album. It's 53 minutes and 34 seconds long. Yeah. And, you know, I just love working with people, you know, who hears me for me, and they got the intuitive, you know, empathic self. And it's nothing, for me anyway, in this case, is nothing nicer than working with somebody such an amazing being. And we may go for months and not talk. And then what we do is just catching up. We don't need to talk about the day in, day out, mundane stuff. It's like, how are you? And we know we are safe with each other. She's entrusted me with the information, and I honor that. And actually, I have 2 people like that. My longtime friend, Deb. And I'm so grateful, because when you have really that kind of person in and around you, that's a safe space for you to be, and so you're able to open up to yourself, and they help you and they assist you. Like, I have to do the work, but they hear at a level that most people need to sob story or whatever. Sorry for my choice of words there. I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody when I said that. I'm just That's what I did. I was stuck on the story, but I was trying to figure out how to on step forward, you could say, because it's what I now know versus then, and yeah, I love what I get to do and get to be, and I'm getting guidance to do up a letter, and yeah. So on that beautiful note, hello Stuart, hello Leslie, hello Todd. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go be quiet now. Like I said, I'm actually an introvert, and I am a hermit. But this is my comfort zone, is my guitar. Anyway, hugs and loves, everybody. See you soon.